Just Curry here. Welcome to my show. Today is Monday, October the 18th, 2021. Yes, we had this beautiful weather and we had this beautiful weather, nice weather. Although we do have the rain on Saturday, and I mean, we did have storm on Saturday, but it's getting kind of cool and it's getting kind of somehow and sometimes the weather turns warm and sometimes you need that nice weather that we have here today, and this is what it's all about. So it's a beautiful weather here, and yes, we do have some of it that goes on the ground. That's for sure. That's for sure. That's the sure thing. So now, what a day! What a day! And the sad news for today has just learned that Colin Powell passed away this morning at the age of 84. And he was a good man, and for sure for years in the days to come. It's it's a sad day here. And now let's take a look at this, and we'll go into the Microsoft story now. And it started here, and it is what it is. So now we just learned that Colin L. Powell, who in 4 decades of public life service. Colin L. Powell, who in 4 decades of public life service as the National Top Soldier Department and National Security Advisor, and whose speech at the United Nations in 2003 helped clear the way for the United States to go to war in Iraq, died on Monday. That was this morning. He was 84. The cause was completely of COVID-19, his family saying in a statement, adding that he had been vaccinated and was treated at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center in Bethesda, Maryland. When he died Monday. When he died, Mr. Powell had undergone treatment for multiple myeloma, which compromises his immune system. A spokeswoman said, she said he was due to receive a booster shot for his vaccine last week, but could not because he had fell ill. Now, Mr. Powell has a parabolic serving as the country's first black national security advisor, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff and Secretary of State. Beginning with his 35 year in the Army, Mr. Powell was embracing the ability of moderators to use the military as a leader and opportunity. He was a classic American success story. Born in Harlem, Jamaican parents, he grew up in the South Bronx and graduated from City College of New York, joining the Army through the ROTC, starting as a long second lieutenant commissioner at the dawn of the Nearland Disagreement Army. Mr. Powell saw two decorated combat tours in Vietnam. He was later national security advisor to President Ronald Reagan at the end of the Cold War. Happened to negotiate on China's and L cooperated with the Soviet President Macklin J.S. You know what? As chairman of the Joint Chiefs, Mr. Powell was the accolade of the invasion of Panama in 1989 and of the President Gulf War in 1991, which outlawed Saddam Hussein from Taliban but left him in power in Iraq, along with Dick Cheney, the defense secretary at the time. Mr. Powell rehearsed in the American Cold War military that had stood waiting at the Iron Curtain for the half a century. In doing so, he stepped into power authority on military operations, indefinite cloud politics, adjacent, gained public support, and used decisions and overwhelming force to defeat enemy forces. When bringing reports at the Pentagon at the beginning of the Gulf War, Mr. Powell summoned up the military support, Australia going after this army is very simple, he said. First, we're going to cut it off, and then we're going to kill it. It was a conspiracy that seemed less well suited to the messy conflicts and the Bangladesh that came later in the 1990s and in combating terrorism and the war transforming after the attacks on September 11, 2001. That was 20 years ago. By the time he retired from the military in 1993, Mr. Powell was the most popular public figure in America, owing to his straightforwardness, his leadership qualities, and his ability to speak in blunt tones that Americans appreciate. In an interview with the New York Times in 2007, he analyzed himself in the third person, partly as a problem solver. He was taught as a soldier to solve problems, so he has views, but he's not in the larger. He has passion, but he's not a fantastic. He's first and foremost a problem solver. Once he retired, once retired, Mr. Powell, a lifelong independent white in uniform, was complimented as a president contender by both Republicans and Democrats, becoming America's most politician general since E. Dwight D. Eisenhower, who wrote a best-selling movie, My American Journal, and Franklin Well won for the presidency before deciding in 1995 that campaigning for office wasn't for him. He returned to public service in 2001 as the Secretary of State to President George W. Bush, who father Mr. Powell has served as chairman of the Joint Chiefs and declared early. Being Bush, being the Bush administration, Mr. Powell was the old man out, fighting intentionally with Vice President Dick Cheney and Defense Secretary Donald H. Rumsfeld for the era of the President Bush and foreign regional policy dynamics. He left at the end of Mr. Bush's first term under the cold of the cocoon of the Ever Warsaw War, and Iraq began after 9/11, and growing questions about whether he could have and should have done more to adjust to it. Those questions swirling part around his UN speech, which was based on false intelligence and which became the source of lifelong regret. He kept a low profile for the next few years, but with just over the 2 weeks left in the 2008 presidential campaign, Mr. Powell, by now a declared Republican, gave a forceful endorsement to Senator Barack Obama, a Democrat, calling him a transformational figure. Mr. Powell's backing was criticized by conservative Republicans, but he's eased the doubts among some independents, moderates, and even some moderates in his own party, and largely now rising concerns about Mr. Obama's lack of experiences to be commander in chief. When it came time to elect Mr. Obama's successor, Mr. Powell continued his support of Democrats, saying he would vote for Hillary Clinton over Donald J. Trump before the election. He expressed designs for Mr. Trump in a batch of leaked emails that a Powell spokesman confirmed as an edited. Trump is a national disgrace in the international power, Mr. Powell wrote in one mail, which the Trump's attacks on whether Mr. Obama we have born in the United States also troubling him. The emails made clear, left the whole brother movement was racist, he said. In the next election, he backed Joseph R. Biden Jr., delivering a message of support for him at the 2020 Democratic National Convention. Some managers. Now, for sure, I would know that I know Colin Powell while I saw on TV. So, our thoughts and prayers go out to the Powell family. And yes, it is what it is, and for sure, I did not know. I don't know why he died this morning at the age of 84. And it is what it is. So anyway, our hearts goes out to the Powell family, his wife, Emlyn, his children, Linda, and Melanie, Michael. So, well, I think it is what it is. It's just, it's just sad. It's just sad to see. Now we take a look on CNN and it says now. It's just what's happening here. This, but he was not fully vaccinated. The COVID-19, vaccine is just know what's happening here now. It is what it is. Now, Colin Powell, the first black U.S. Secretary of State whose leadership and several Republican administrators helped shape American foreign policy in the last years Amazon employees earn at least $15 an hour. In the last year of the 20th century and the early years of the 21st has died from complications from COVID-19, its family said on Facebook. He was 84. General Colin Powell, former U.S. Secretary of State and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, passed away this morning due to complications from COVID-19. The Powell family wrote on Facebook, nothing, he was fully vaccinated. Now we say this, it would go on in about the news. Now Powell had multiple myeloma, a cancer of plasma cells that surpassing the body's immune response, as well as penicillins, Peggy Coffer. Powell's longtime chief of staff confirmed to CNN, even if fully vaccinated against COVID-19, those who are immunosuppressed are at greater risk from the virus. It says we have lost a remarkable and loving husband, father, grandfather, and a great America, the family said. That's for sure. We got to respect Colin Powell with all the hard work he's doing. We have to respect him for all the things he's doing, the good things he's doing, and the U.S. helping him out. U.S. troops helping him out. It is what it is, and that's for sure. So proud of this man. And that's for sure. That's so. Time comes and time goes for him. So, all right, let's go to the stats, shall we? And also, let's go to the coronavirus stress and the COVID vaccines, and do you know what's happening now? What we just saw, we talked about 4 hours ago. I think we're going to go to the MLB. We'll go for this, and now let's take a look. Let's go to last day's sports. And as you see now, tonight's game 3 of the ALCS, the Houston Astros taking on the Boston Red Sox. Game tie, series tie at 1 apiece. Game 3, the league championship series starts tonight in Game 3. Last night, the Braves had won this game. That's 2 in a row of the walk-off. The walk-off home run from the Atlanta Braves. They've beaten the Dodgers 2-0. They lead the series 2-0. They've beaten the Dodgers Okay, that was game one. Now, game one that was on Saturday night, and they did beat the Braves 3-2. They lead the series 1-0. That was on Saturday night. Last night they beat the Dodgers again in a walk-off. 2 in a row in game 2. That was last night. Tomorrow, Dodgers need to win 2 games to tie the series and 2 more to win the series when it gets to game 7. That will be Sunday night if they win. But they're down 2-0, and it is what it is. That was for sure. That's happening here, folks. The Braves are 2 wins away to go to the World Series since 1999, when they lost to the New York Yankees in Game 4. They lost the World Series in Game 4. But remember, the Atlanta Braves are the good team. Last year, the Dodgers won the World Series. That was last year to end the draft. Last year, they won the series in the fall to end the draft. The Atlanta Braves, they're looking pretty good. They look pretty good. You can't blame them. And now the Dodgers, they can do something about it. They can get something to get this thing going. This is what happens when things going to do that. They're going to do it. Now the baseball playoffs, MLB playoffs are still on. The championship series is still on, and we're going to find out what happened. So now we're going to find out where it was going to be, and that's the most part that the sport will going to continue to go on and on. But the Dodgers, they gotta win for us. They gotta win more games. Now we're going to the NFL. Yeah, I think the Dodgers, they're gonna win more games to get to the World Series once again. Now we'll go to the NFL. As you might know, yep. Yes, it is. Now, the Cowboys have beaten the Patriots in the overtime. They beat the Patriots in overtime for the touchdown to win the game. And Prescott, he drove that pass to the touchdown to win the game. And boy, did they won. They are 5-1. They are 5-1, 35-29. Boy, they're pretty good. They're good. They're good. They were close to lose this game. Before they tried to tie the game and go ahead and send down to overtime. They had a touchdown to win the game. The Steelers beating the Seahawks 23-20. Raiders beating the Broncos. That was 34. It was 34-24. They won the game. Cardinals beating the Browns. Cardinals beating the Browns 37-14. Packers beating the Bills 24-14. They're 5-1. Chiefs beating the Washington football team 31-13. Colts beating the Texans 31-3. Rams beating the Giants 38-11. Vikings beating the Panthers. Oh man, they ain't looking. Panthers, man, they were close. They beating the Panthers 34-28. Ravens beat the Chargers 34-6. Jaguars beating the Dolphins in England 23-20 to set the winning field goal. They broke the losing streak. They snapped the losing streak. And Buccaneers beating, Let's go to the standings now. And the Bills, they were 4-1. Get ready to play against the Titans tonight. Patriots 2-4, Jets 1-4, Dolphins 1-5, Chargers 4-2, Raiders 4-2, Broncos 3-3, Chiefs 3-3. On the other side, Ravens 5-1, Bengals 4-2, Browns 3-3, Steelers 3-3. The Titans 3-2, Colts 2-4, Texas 1-5, and Jaguars 1-5. Jaguars snapped their losing streak. The Cowboys are 5-1. In the NFC East, Cowboys 5-1. Washington 2-4. Eagles 2-4. And the Giants 1-5. NFC West, the Cardinals are 6-0. No losses this season. Rams 5-1. 49ers 2-1. 2-3. Seahawks 2-4. NFC North, Packers 5-1, Vikings 3-3, Bills 3-3, and the Lions 0-6. In the NFC South, Buccaneers 5-1, Saints 3-2, Panthers 3-3, and the Falcons 2-3. And we're gonna learn more about this in this NFL football every season here tonight. But anyway, time goes up, time comes, time goes, and this is gonna be a good one. Until then, this is Joseph Kerr. I'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Had a great time, and we'll see you tomorrow if nothing happens.